Bahrain Grand Prix for qualifying of round 1.
Yeah, it looks to be a nice grid today. A lot of fast drivers like Cole, Leclerc, Champ, AI Racing, and a lot of other ones. Should be a close one.
Yeah. They're in the pits at the moment.
Looks like the first one who's going to jump out is going to be BFG and and also one of the Aston Martins. Actually, Cole's going to be the first one out of the track, trying to get some quick lap times in first.
Get the banker in.
Oh, and it looks like somebody's already got a 5-place grid penalty for running into somebody else. Wow, that's a quick one.
Really? Jeez. Sheesh.
I can't remember exactly who that was, but somebody ran into somebody. It said on that race director, and they got a 5-place grid penalty already. And somebody's already into the wall. It's one of the Williams. There's TTV. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It's an odd one.
Sector 2. Yellow in Sector 2.
Efficient's TTV, he spun it, I guess.
One of Leclerc F1 champ was going really slowly. Maybe he's just trying to find track space and warm the tyres up.
Looks like the first one's going to be start a lap. It's going to be up to Seabird 91. He's starting his lap now. Managed to spot the breaking point very well there. Choked it up to third, fourth, and the DRS on.
Yeah.
If I had to choose, I think Seaburton might take pole here. He's looking pretty quick. A little snap of oversteer. But he still goes, oh, it's a flash of purple, so I think he tied with somebody else in the first sector.
Yeah. 27 seconds into the first sector. Pretty quick for the first run. He's on the red mark tyre, so the the softer of the 3 compound tyres. What strategy do you think they'll be using in the race?
Probably soft tired, because mediums won't make the whole stint. You never know if the safety car can come out and really.
Yeah, 100%. Chuck a spanner in the works. Yeah.
And Cole goes purple sector 2, so it looks like he's probably going to be on pole for Smacker lap here. And BFG's retired. He spun at the top of the hill. Not sure what happened there. I think he's hit the curb there. Spun it.
The death curbs.
Across the line, Cole's going to set at 26.1. He's going to go fastest.
Decent lap. Decent start of the banker lap. Bigastro 9 went 6/10 slower. Sector 1, what the hell's going on, boys? Yellow in every.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there.
Or maybe they're just finding some gaps and the game is giving them yellow flags.
Look like an Alfa Romeo has spun it. Not sure who that is. Yeah, he came up on the track very dangerously there and impeding another driver. That might be looked at the stewards after the rig. It's just that was very aggressive coming back on the track there. And blocking another driver.
Oh, yeah, he's on the racing line. He should get off the racing line. I know he's slowed down, but get off the racing line. Well, there's a close battle with the DT and who's the one in front of him? Must be... Is it Gunter? No, it's not Gunter. Jiggler. They were a bit close on the track. I'm going to follow Ralliot. He's currently nearly 20 seconds off. No, 10 seconds. Wait, yeah, 20 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
It's a little bit all over the place after impeding other drivers and just slowing down in the fast lane, but I don't know. It's, I don't know. Looks like the next driver in a lap is Explosiver. We're going to run on board with him. See what kind of sector times he can do. Hopefully take provisional pole away from Cole. See what he can do. He goes purple in the first sector. Managing to hit that sector pretty well there. Hooking up the apexes. I feel like another driver we're going to be look out for is Gunslinger. He was a pretty quick driver last season, last time he ran. And someone that I know that could compete for wins, so it's going to be nice to see, hopefully see him up the top step of the podium a couple times. Along with some other drivers to keep it, well, he's gone wide, so I'm not sure he's going to be doing anything special here. And Explosiver, he was purple in the first sector and he just invalidated. It's not what he was looking to do, but just feel let him get over for another run here after.
Getting quite tight at the apart from Cole's first place, second and third are quite close, separated by.
Oh, and a Mercedes is spun. He's out. I think he hit the really hard curb on the right hand side and spun it. He's gone out for now. That's his qualifying session over. And his teammate just absolutely nailing AlphaTauri, and they're both out. Both Mercedes are out of this qualifying, and he's going to get... Oh, and he just gave that AlphaTauri a grid penalty. That's not a very good look for him, because that was... the AlphaTauri was right on the racing line, right on the apex of the corner, and that Mercedes ended up driving straight into the side of him. So it could be...
And Gunslinger and BFG, I think, made a mistake in the McLaren and the Haas. I think.
Yeah, Gunslinger's out. He spun too. He hit the wall. That's Gunslinger out as well. Yeah. Bahrain's looking like a tough track to some of the drivers already. And that's just our early doors in qualifying, so it's going to be interesting to see over the course of the race if some people are going to keep making the same mistakes.
Generally, Sector 1 and 3 are really tricky to negotiate, especially grabbing too much. And someone spun a Snake and Beans, just spun it on the curving of
medium tires. He lost it.
Yeah.
Next drive across the line is going to be Explosive to see what kind of lap time he can do, and he goes P4 with a 27.0.
Decent time.
A purple last sector, so maybe he's got some more time in that lap. Try to spot the. Try to get a little bit more lap time in the first sector, and he's not moving out of the way for this Red Bull, which is a no-no here. Oh, never mind, he gets out of the way last second, and let's see what AEI Racing is going to be able to do in this lap. Currently P5, looking to improve.
Snake and Beans, it's a bit off the pace, but he's trying to start on medium tires. Alternate strategy.
There goes AEI, he's got the purple first sector. So let's hope he can keep that up and clear it in the apexes and maybe take that provisional pole away from Cole, who's got it right now of the 26.1.
This qualifying session has been jam-packed full of different incidents, times, falling down. Blink and you miss something.
Yeah, it's been that qualifying session. People have been maybe finding this track a little hard to navigate because there's been a lot of incidents.
It is the first track of the season, so they're trying to get up to grips with everything.
It is, but it looks like EEI Racing's coming in strong with another purple sector, so it looks like he's finding this track nice and he's ready.
He's found his mojo, his groove back. The first couple of laps were a little bit off the pace. What can he do now? Coming to the line.
P4. He missed the apex really bad in the last corner, so it looks like that lost him a lot of time. But other than that, it looked like a pretty solid lap. So hopefully he can keep that
It's
going.
quite tight at the top. Top 4 separated by 0.8 of a second. And top 2nd, 3rd and 4th are separated by 0.2. Roughly. Oh, he's gone purple again in sector 1. Pushing hard.
Oh, and he spins it.
Oh,
That's not something he's going to want to remember there. And he might get disqualified if he doesn't turn around here quick enough, because it's not looking good for him right now.
we're letting the cars go through. Good boy. That's the way to do it. Good courtesy. But at least he knows, he might not be qualifying in the right spot, but at least he knows he's got the speed to match with the top guys. See Burton, the TD, and Berger stroke 9.
As he's on another lap right now, going to the turn 1. Taking in that corner, flicking on the DRS. He might be getting a little bit of tow from this Ferrari down the straight. Looks like he's going to might go purple in the first sector. He's spotting this apex pretty nice here. Hopping the curb, and that gave him a little bit of an oversteer, which is not something you want to do. It looks like he's just going to abandon this lap now. And there you go, there's a Ferrari round, Leclerc champ. Look, he got on the curb and spun it. He's in the gravel. Oh, and it reset the track. That's something you don't want to do on a qualifying lap.
You're going to be careful about that, yeah. Coming into turn 7, 9, I think. DRS on the back straight. Oh, he's backed out of it. Yeah.
Here goes Cole. Looks like he's going to start another lap here. Maybe he's not. No, look, he's going to dive into the pits. Maybe he crashed. I'm not sure. Maybe he's going back in. I'm not sure. Back into the pits he goes. On a flying lap right now is bebopping. Hopefully he'll get another purple sector and maybe going to pole. Oh, and he locks up and goes very deep into that corner. Doesn't look like he's going to be doing anything too special on this lap.
I think the reason this track is so tricky is the dust from the desert, plus the little bit of undulation, and then the amount of curves that you need to use to go fast. If you grab too much curve, sometimes they can be deadly and spin you back out.
And it looks like Bebop's setup's not doing him any favors here because he's been locking up in every single corner so far. So hopefully he can get that situated before the next run, because that's not going to help him. He's doing that.
Maybe he needs to change the front bias, put it more to the rear, or he's just braking too late, pushing too hard. Oh, there's tyres on the track.
We're on board with the AlphaTauri right now. Just about to finish sector 2. Let's see what kind of times he can do. Hopefully he can maybe pop up in that top spot like we've been saying lately, but no one's been able to take it away from Seabird. Say 10th off his best qualifying time right now, so it doesn't look like he's going to be doing anything too majestic on this lap. Coming in the final corner.
Beboppin just slammed it into the barriers. Sector 1.
Well, he's representing that Haas very well. The same crash Nikita Mazepin had in the Bahrain Grand Prix. He's replicating that here. Has got no wing as he hit the wall out of that corner, and he goes almost off the track for good measure.
Terrible understeer at the moment now. There's no front wing, no downforce to the front of the car to help turn the car. He should be... Ooh, it's cutting the corners. He might be getting disqualified. Gotta go slow down, boy.
There's 2 minutes and 40
Just
seconds left in this qualifying session. Everyone's getting out for the last couple of laps.
So that's Bebop and Dusted. He's going to be starting from 12th today.
We're riding on board with Gunnar here for his last flying lap and see what he can do in this qualifying session, hopefully to bump himself out into the top 3. He's got triple sector 1, so it's looking good for him so far. He goes a little bit deep, but he's still carrying that momentum through the corners. Looking up the apex is nice, keeping the minimum speed high, so let's see what he can do further through this lap. He's got his teammate right behind him, so I don't know what kind of strategy that is. It might be giving Elliott a little bit of a...
Explosiva is just DNF'd at the moment.
It's not a very good... It's not something he would have wanted to do. Unless he was in 5th place, maybe looking to improve, but he's out of this qualifying session. He's going to have to sit and wait to see if he gets moved out of that 5th position. And it's looking like it's going to happen because Gunnar's gone purple in Sector 1 and 2 and ran wide, and he's invalidated his lap. It's not very good for him as Cole's gone purple in Sector 1, but he runs very wide. Still managed to keep it not getting a validation as he gets a lot of oversteer. He's not looking too comfortable with that car right now, if I do say so myself. And runs very wide there as well. It doesn't look like he's fighting this car a lot right now, so it doesn't look like... Oh, and he's
well done,
right
Elliott. Pushes down Exploser into 6th spot and moves up into 5th spot with a 1:27.016. Well done. What can the Williams do? TTV underscore FCIM, yeah?
He's going for another flying lap right now, and he's... Oh, and he's spun it. He's into the gravel, and that's...
Oh, gotta keep the engine running. Yes. Get some momentum.
That was very aggressive from the two AlphaTauris. I think he just cut off his teammate. This is not looking very tactful for them. That was a little aggressive. I don't know what's going to happen about that. Maybe a little team chat, but we're staying on board with TD here. He's looking pretty good. So let's see if we can bring that the McLaren across the line and take the pole position. See what happens. Managed to hook up that corner very nice. He's going to go to the line, putting on the DRS to see what kind of times he can do. Oh, and he just comes behind C. Burton. At the time, he's in provisional P2, and Cole is looking like he's going to stay on pole now. If anybody can deny him, and it doesn't look like anybody's going to.
Got a bit closer. At least he improved his time. Got a bit closer, but not close enough to knock Burton off the pole position.
And it looks like C. Burton's going to have pole here, unless the player champ can deny him here because he's still on a lap. Everybody else looks like pretty well set and done with their invalidations and just letting off. So let's see what the player F1 champ can do.
A Racing 2 is finishing his lap. Oh no, he's not. Oh, he's maybe going to go for another run.
So Claire's 3/10 up on his time, but that's not going to be enough to finish in the top 4 or even the top 5. Or even break the top 10 right now, so he's got to step it up in this last sector.
Oh, A Racing Snake and Beans is disqualified as well. Losing.
It looks like Leclerc's got himself up to 9th, and that's pretty well over for this qualifying session. We have C. Burton on pole, the TD second.
Begastro 9 third. A Racing 4th.
Elliott P5. Explosive P6. Gunnar 7th. 8th TTD. Shimps. Leclerc 9th. Jiglet 10th. Snake and Beans 11th. Bebop in 12th. Gunslinger, BFG, Musty Whiff, and Toenail haven't set any laps yet, so they're just going to stay where they're at. But there could be some grid penalties here, because I remember someone did get a grid penalty. I wasn't sure who, but... So
let's have a look at the race director.
The order still can get shaken up here.
Incidents. Yeah, the Jiggler got, the AlphaTauri got a grid penalty. And Bigastro collision. Musty Whiff got the other AlphaTauri a grid penalty too. the McLaren, Mercedes. So the two AlphaTauris, I got the ones that got the, are the ones that got the grid penalties. Who got speeding in pit lane? The TD. The race starts in 24 seconds. As per usual, there'll be a formation lap, and then they'll get around the track back to the grid, and then we'll have the 5 red lights and start the Bahrain Grand Prix.
And there's the grid for you. Seaburton first, the TD second, AEI Racing third, Elliott in fourth, Explosiver fifth, sixth is Gooner, seventh is TTV F Shimps, and B Geestro, or however you say it, he's got bumped down to eighth, so he looks like he finished P3. I'm pretty sure he was, but he got bumped down because that grid penalty after someone crashed into him. And it looks like Leclerc Champ is 9th, Snake and Beans 10th, Bebop in 11th, Gunslinger 12th. And yeah, Jigla, he's got moved down from 10th down to 15th because that's who got has got that. He's got a grid penalty from, I think they hit each other going down to the pit lane, or out of the pit lane. So it looks like, yeah, and that's our grid for today. Got Midway 0280. I think he recently just joined, but looks like he's trying to overtake people, and people are getting very close on this formation lap. This is, if they hit each other, they're going to get disqualified. It's not something you want to do, but it looks like people have already been getting disqualified as Leclerc Champ and Shimps have hit each other. It looks a little bit of like somebody's engine's overheating over there. I don't know what's happening. Midway's got to back off here because this is not looking very tight in between him and Snake and Beans. Look like he's almost trying to hit him. Now, hopefully this can be an action-packed race, just like the qualifying session, because that was pretty eventful, if I do say so. There was a lot of crashes, a lot of spins, just a lot of on-track action that we hope to replicate in the race here.
BFG 82, interesting starting on the hard tires there, trying to go for a long first.
It could be a pretty good strategy though, because if everyone pits on their soft tires, he's going to be able to be able to stay out for longer and try to get an overcut and then be on the fresh sauce for the end of the race, which could be seen him get bumped up the order by quite a bit. He can make it work.
Especially if there's a safety car.
Yeah, if you get the safety car, it's really playing to his hands.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Yeah, but it looks like everybody in the top 9 actually starting on softs, but then that grid penalty saw Jiggle get bumped down to 15, which is starting on the softs. Steak and Beans, everybody except BFG starting on the hards and Jiggle on the softs. Everyone inside the top 10 has been starting on mediums.
Okay, so
here we go.
The 5 red lights. 1,
5
2,
red lights.
3.
And there we go.
Let's go.
Right. It looks like a jump start for the Alpine. And there we go, lights out, and here we go. looks like C. Burton got away very well. Looks like the
Oh, there's a
McLaren's also
crash
got.
with a Williams.
Oh, and a Williams around. I'm not sure who that was. Oh my God, there's a McLaren as well. He's got no tires and big carnage. Looks like there's also a Haas that's been spun around too. Be bopping. And yeah, safety car already. There's already a safety car. This is not looking very good for everybody. And it looks like Midway's got no wing. And the Haas is still spinning back there. This is not going very well for him already. And the safety car is almost about to pass him, actually. Yeah, and he's made contact with the safety car. And the safety car spun him around. Oh my God, this is crazy. And he looks like he hit the wing and he's got a rear puncture. And maybe some rear wing damage to go along with that after that nasty hit with the barrier. And it also looks like Musty Whiff has some wing damage. This is already getting off to a quick start here, and it's not looking very good for most of the drivers on the grid as they were caught up in that pile-up. But it looks like everyone in the top 10. Oh, never mind. Looks like Gunnar has no wing either. But other than that, looks like everybody from Explosive are actually never mind. Yeah. Wow, this is crazy already. Wow.
So let's look at the race director.
That's not something you'd think
BFG collision with.
And Beboppin is still spinning, he's really far back now. Looks like he's going to have a long way from home in that pit lane with that puncture on the rear. If he keeps spinning, he's not going to make it back. And he spun again on that curb. He just got to take this home. He's just got to take it easy to get back to the pit lane. If he doesn't, he's not going to get back there. And what's going to happen? He's going to DNF, this is not how he wanted his first race to go. It looks like Cole's going to dive in the pit lane, probably for hard tires. Probably going to try to stretch the race. No, he's going on mediums. He's probably going to go for a medium strategy. Actually, he got a 5-second time penalty. He's going to get that removed right now. The medium tires go on for him. And his teammate's coming in because he has no wing. Yeah, this is also Musty Whiff got a 5-second time penalty. He's going to change his wing and throw on the mediums again. It's looking like. And Beboppin has spun again. This is not how he wanted his first race to go as he keeps on spinning. This is not looking very good for him right now. As he's almost going to get lapped by the grid here if he is not being careful. They're getting pretty close on him. They're about half a sector away from him at the moment. And if he doesn't stop spinning, he's going to get lapped and he's going to be out of this race.
His rear tire's punctured. He's trying to bring it back to the pits.
Well, look at the penalties. Looks like Elliott got a 5-second time penalty. He's getting pretty close to the TD, so, you know. Beboppin is retired from the session, retired on track. That's in the rules that you shouldn't do that, but, you know. You can't blame him for that one if I'm going to be completely honest. This is not how I want my first race to go in this league. A puncture spun by the safety car keeps on spinning. That's something you'd want to do. And it looks like C. Burton's got 10 seconds of time penalty. He's not sure what that was about. Maybe someone was hitting him. Also, the AlphaTaurus had 5 seconds, Gunslingers 5 seconds, and also Elliott. So this is a pretty eventful start, as I said multiple times before. So a lot has happened already. And a safety car in lap 1. That's
Interesting. Begastro is on the hard tires.
And if I was him, I would pit right now and get my penalty removed, but it does not look like he's not going to do it right now. So the rest of the grid's trying to catch up, most of them on medium tires. Except for Jigla on hards. Yeah. I've seen 3 early retirements already for Bebop and BFG and Chimps. Or for Chimps. Yeah, it's well, it looks like everyone else is doing pretty well at the moment. Tough start from Cole, leading the race and now had to pit, and he has 10 seconds of time penalty, so he's not going to be very happy about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like it's a pile up into turn 1. As soon as I look away from the screen, it looks like everybody's piled up here. And they're almost hitting each other. Yep, and they hit each other. Cooners ran to the back of Midway. Overtook him under the safety car. And now Midway has 10 seconds of time penalties. It looks like that was his fault anyways for pretty well stopping dead on the track. I think he overtook Gooner. So this is, yeah, and they're still hitting each other. This is not pretty scenes at Bahrain at the moment. This is, yeah. A lot is happening. And they're trying to overtake each other under the safety car. And I honestly do not know what they're doing right now. Yeah, okay.
The other Mercedes crashed into the back of Biggest.
Gunner's got to get himself under control right now. He's overtaking everybody over safety car. He's overtaken Musty, Leclerc Champ, and Midway already. And he's causing collisions for good measure. And it looks like the Gastro just ran right in the back of Cole and trying to overtake him under safety car. Nah, this is I know Bahrain has been pretty hard on track limits, but I never knew it was hard on collision penalties. Didn't think I'd see that. It looks like the safety car is going to be in that lap, so looks like the TD is going to try to slow down this pack as much as possible to get a good getaway. But if he starts doing that, I bet you there's going to be even more crashes. So let's hope that doesn't happen here. As we're watching the back of the grid here, everyone's kind of getting really bunched up here on the safety car. Looks like Musty Whiff has got another 5-second time penalty for severe collision with Gunner. So it's not something we'd want to see every day. The safety car is coming in. The TD is going to try and get going again. And there we go. We're back to green flag. That doesn't look like they're trying to go anymore. And there we go. TD's got a better start than everybody else. Elliott's trying to catch him, but I think he's going to keep his position into turn one. And Gunslinger shoots it up the inside, and he spins, and he's gone. He's spun again. And it looks like everyone, and Midway's been caught up in that collision. He's lost a tire. Jiggler's has been disqualified from the race from getting multiple penalties. And it looks like there's also an Alpine that's been spun around. Explosiver, he's been spun. It's not very good for him right now. This Gunslinger looks like he's managed to keep it going. It doesn't look like he has any more damage except maybe some worn tires after that spin. But I'm not sure. I think C. Burton might have some damage after that lap 1 incident there, right after the safety car restart. And it looks like Mercedes is spun around. Yep, Toenail spun around. Look at the Alpine going around in the background there. He's recovering from a spin. Doesn't look like he has any damage at the moment. The Alfa Romeo Gunner has spun, and C. Burton has got past there. But look, he's going to go for a dive on C. Burton, but he doesn't. He has wing damage, actually. He's been suffering. And there he's crashed into a Haas for good measure. Looks like Gunslinger's going to go down the inside, and he looks down. Oh, and there's been contact, but Gunslinger's managed to muscle his way through into P8. As I don't think the fight's done yet. They're still going wheel to wheel down the straight. But it looks like Gunslinger's going to come on top of this one, as Gunner's going to have to pit from that wing damage. We'll jump back up to the top there. It looks like TD has actually gained a pretty big gap on AEI. Looks like he might keep that gap. As it looks like that Elliott and AEI and Snake and Beans, it might go at it a little scrap here and try to move up in positions. And there we go. We see C. Burton pitting again. He did have wing damage, and he gets one of his 5 seconds time penalty removed there for good measure. And we see Gunner also coming to the pits for a wing change. And this restart has been eventful already, and this is it's been a crazy one. Look like Steak and Bean's going to try to eye up a move on Elliott here, because they've been following very close. It looks like the 2, 3, second, third, and fourth place have been trying to eye up a move on each other, and it looks like Leclerc Champ might get passed by the AlphaTauri here as he runs wide. But Leclerc Champ should have a little bit more of a pace advantage on those medium tires, but it looks like the AlphaTauri's he's hard on the overtaking. He's looking like he wants to get past. And down into the penultimate corner, he goes for a dive bomb. Oh, and it's been almost a little bit of contact as he hops the curb and almost spins out.
TD with the fastest lap, 1:31.
Into the pits jumps Elliott and AEI Racing. Looks like they're going to strap on those hard tires. Now Elliott throws on those softs. AEI is on.
And changes the front wheel.
Well, TD has kind of ran away with this one. He's doing pretty well at the start, at the front there. Hopefully he keeps it on track. He'll most likely have a win in his back pocket at this time. But it's too early to call. It's just a lot of racing to go here. We never know what can happen.
It is racing, so usually anything can happen, and it usually does.
Looks like the AlphaTauri's got past the Claire champ. It looks like he might be struggling a little bit. He might have damage, but I'm not entirely sure. But AlphaTauri moves himself up into a podium position, but he does have 10 seconds of time penalty, so he's going to have to try to pull that gap away from that Ferrari, or else he's going to drop out of that position.
I wouldn't count out C. Burton 91. He's been able to pull miracles out of his ass. I know him personally. He's a very accomplished driver.
But it's been a little bit more of an eventful race for him right now. He's started on pole position, now he's down in 10th with 10 seconds of time penalties. And it looks like Mercedes has spun. Yep. His toenail, he's gone around again. He's going to come on the track, and oh my god, he almost hits the AlphaTauri. That wouldn't have been, sorry, the Alfa Romeo. It looks like, oh, and he just took out C. Burton. C. Burton is out of the race. The Mercedes and C. Burton have crashed into each other, and that's both of their races over. And I know that Cole's not going to be very happy about that one, because that was purely a driver error from Toenail, and he just came back on the track with zero respect for the other drivers behind him, and ended up causing a collision. And that ends up another safety car is going to come out again.
Can Snake and Beans close the gap to the leader? No. Oh, it's fluctuating up and down at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit of a safety car right now, so I think they're all running their deltas, but I think he's trying to maybe hang back a bit to see what he's going to do for a pit strategy. It looks like the TD's going to jump into the pits, most likely going to throw in those hard tires, go from the end of the race. See what he's going to do when he comes in here. It looks like Snake and Beans is going to follow him into the pit lane. But the AlphaTauri keeps going. It looks like he's set with that hard tire. He's going to try to make it to the end on those and maybe pit at the end. Not entirely sure what his strategy is. And Leclerc Chance going to do the exact same thing and follow him through. Gunslinger also. Looks like Explosiv's in the pit lane. Going to get off those soft tires. Maybe throw on a set of hards. We never know.
Big Extra has already got the hard tires, so maybe that's why he's staying out.
Yeah, he's been on those tires since the first safety car, so he logistically could make it to the end on those tires if he can keep it on the track and keep the guys behind him. But he does have 10 seconds of time penalties, so we never know what the outcome's going to be from that. So there we go. We see C. Burton join the party with us after that terrible crash of Toenail. He just came back on the track and crashed right into him. That wasn't a very pretty sight on behalf of him. But yeah, a pretty eventful race, seeing pretty well half the grid already out of the race. Pretty poor sights at the first race at Bahrain in the Sheesh Racing League. As we've seen Beboppin getting taken out by the safety car. We see a lot of driver errors, a lot of spins, a lot of crashes, and a lot of crashes in qualifying with other drivers and in a safety car, which that's got to be cleaned up for the next round. Yeah, it was a pretty eventful race already. We see, like I said, half the grid's gone. A lot of crashing qualifying. 2 safety cars and 8 laps of racing here. So we've only really had 2-3 laps of green flag racing. It looks like the AlphaTauri is going to dive in the pit lane. He's going to speed in the pit lane, get a 5-second time penalty for that. And there's your leader, the Leclerc champ right now. Second place is TD. Third, Snake Beans. Fourth, AEI Racing. Fifth, Elliott. Sixth, Schooner. Seventh, Explosiver. Musty With in eighth. The AlphaTauri in ninth after his pit, and Gunslinger back into the pits for some new tires and a new wing change. Most of the drivers haven't had a lot of luck this race, nor have they had a lot of etiquette. But there we go. We've seen the Haas of Gunslinger trying to catch back up to the grid, as we might be going green flag racing after this last sector. Hopefully, trying to get some drivers back up into their respectful positions after a lot of pit stops and a lot of spins. But it hasn't been the most pretty sights at the Bahrain round 1 for Sheesh Racing League. And there we go. Safety cars in this lap. Everyone's getting very close to each other. It looks like Elliott's under AI, same with AEI Race. It's probably the smartest thing to do right now so you won't get crashed into by other drivers. There we go, we see the Leclerc champ. He's going to try to eye up his move when the safety car comes in the pit lane and try to curate a small gap and try to operate on that and maybe try to run away with this one. As we see him, we're back into green flag racing as the safety car dives back into the pit lane. And it looks like Elliott and AEI Race is going to go side by side in this turn 1. Looks like Gooner's going to try to scope up and move 2, maybe let that dissolve. And there we go, Elliott's up on the inside. It doesn't look like AEI Race is going to go up the fight. He's going to try to follow him down into turn 3. He's got the slipstream, got the overtake on. Which way he's going to go? He's going to go down the inside of Elliott. But he managed to keep the pace around the outside, and he's going to keep him ahead. But it looks like AEI Racing's not done there. He's going to come right back down. He's going to get the inside for this corner, and he's going to get past. Elliott might have yielded a bit there just so he wouldn't cause a collision with the Red Bull. There we go. We see AEI Racing back up into 4th place. It looks like Leclerc champ's been passed by the McLaren as TD regains the lead after the safety car. It looks like a Mercedes has spun. It's a musty whiff. It's not the first time he's gone around this race, and he's hit the barrier for good measure. And there we go. Second Beans is trying to get up in the action there. Look at the Leclerc champ struggling once again on those tires. He should have pitted to get off those medium tires. They look like they're not doing him any good right now. As the Red Bull teammates are try to work together here to try to get past the Leclerc champ. Snake and Beans, if he's got a better exit than Ferrari, he's going to click on the overtake and try to go down the inside. We're side by side down the pit lane, but it looks like Snake and Beans is edged ahead as they go side by side down into turn 1. And it looks like he keeps the position around the outside. Snake and Beans is going to have the run out. He's going to have the slipstream down the straight. And it looks like his teammate's going to come around him, and there we go. There goes Elliott around the outside down into turn 3 as he cuts right across on Snake and Beans and spins them both. And big collision already. That was a pretty poor move by Elliott. And they're still hitting wheels. And there we go. Snake and Beans received a 5-second time penalty, which is not warranted and not justified at all, because that was purely Elliott's mistake. And there goes Explosiver. It looks like something has gone wrong with him. Maybe he's got an illegal overtake. Since they were car parked on the side of the track, we never know. But like I said, again, pretty eventful stuff. And it looks like AEI Race is going to try to go down the inside of Leclerc Champ going into this braking zone. And it looks like he's going to edge ahead here. But Leclerc Champ's going to give him the inside, go over the switchback, but he doesn't get it nailed yet. But they're going to go down the straight. He's going to get the overtake. Slipstream, my bad. And then also the DRS down the main straight, since it's going to be enabled this lap. It looks like Gunnar might try to take advantage of these guys fighting and move in a little bit closer to try to gain both these positions. But it's pretty tight racing between the pretty well the whole grid right now, except for some little couple crashes. But DRS has been enabled on lap 12 after the safety car has gone in on lap 8. And there we go. It looks like AEI Racing has more pace than that Ferrari, and he's going to stay ahead. But it looks like Gunnar's closing in on Leclerc, and he might try to get ahead here. And Elliott might be trying to size up a move on Steak and Beans as he's getting a lot closer. He's got those medium tires on his Steak and Beans, got those hards, so he might have a little bit more pace on that Alfa Romeo than that Red Bull does. He's got the DRS as well, which is going to come into aid there and try to move him up in this, move him ahead of Steak and Beans. It looks like a couple people in the live stream are trying to give a little bit of trying to rally on their buddy Explosiver as he tries to eye up a move on Elliott and Snake and Beans that are fighting very hard. It looks like Elliott actually had some wing damage, so Explosiver might be salivating a bit seeing that they're fighting, and he's getting very close here, and he might get a move down on the pit straight as he's going to have the DRS on these two who are scrapping away pretty hard. Get those elbows out already on lap 12. And it looks like it's a full course caution, and it looks like Gunslinger's out of the race. He spun it and he's hit the wall. So we had our third safety car now on lap 12 of this Grand Prix. This is crazy stuff already in this round 1 at Bahrain of the Sheesh Racing League. And it looks like AEI Racing is going to continue on as the TD has hit the pits. So is Leclerc Champ, and the rest of them they're just going to carry on, and they're going to take the lead of this one. AEI Racing is going to take the lead, and Gunnar's going to take second as he elects to stay out on those hard tires. Taking Beans as well, and Explosiver is going to stay out, and Explosiver's moved himself up to 4th on those 4-lap old medium tires. As the rest of them go in for hards. On the soft tires on lap 13, not sure how smart that was. He's going to have to pit it at least once. At least once more. Maybe 2 times. It looks like the AlphaTauri is going to go by on those fresh mediums as he's just pitted, but he still has 5 seconds of time penalty. So the smartest bet would have been to pit, take that off, and just lose 1 position from it, even though he would have lost anything. But there. There's 8 of your drivers out of this race already. So there's 9 drivers remaining in this race, 8 gone out of 13 laps of this race, and it's hopefully these guys can keep her on track and keep racing in this, because this has been very eventful already. Have a little bit of a moment to cool down here on the safety car. It's I'd like to know what you guys think about this race so far. It's been pretty crazy, and a lot of this is a pretty crazy. So I'd like to hear you guys' feedback on these 14 laps that have been raced already, and see what you guys think about the incidents, what have transpired, and see what your general opinion is so far. It's just not been the prettiest thing ever. No fault of his own after somebody crashed into him after a rare driver error. A rare, as I say, rare because, you know, let's call it rare. Let's keep it nice here at Sheesh Racing League. Well, there'll be. I think that's an understatement, because you know. There's been 3 crashes with other drivers in qualifying, let alone the race. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of a chat after this one, but these 9 drivers that have kept her on the track, it's just I don't know. It's either luck or they were skilled enough to not be around there. Even though Cole was on pole position and still got taken out, but you know, things happen. We know that it's racing. And there we go, safety car's in. We're back in the green flag racing. Looks like Steak of Beans has got a good jump on Gooner, and it looks like they're almost gonna go. Oh, and Elliott spun it off the last corner, I think. And there we go, here we go. Leclerc champs just played pool, took out 3 drivers in one corner. And Explosiver's just gonna sit back and watch this happen. And Explosiver has been brake checked by Leclerc champ, which is not something he would have wanted, as he's probably got wing damage now, and that's very unfortunate for him. As the TD's back up to 4th place after his pit stop. AEI Racing's leading this race from Gooner to AlphaTauri, Bigistro. And yeah, there we go. Musty Whiff has been dropped down, and he's fighting with Leclerc champ, but he has no wing. Slow Seaver's just kind of sitting back, and Leclerc champ is fighting the position, even though he has no wing. And it looks like Musty Whiff has just spun it, and he's into the wall. He's out. He's out again. And Leclerc champ's going to understeer right into the... Oh, never mind. And Slow Seaver's off the track a bit. That's the second Mercedes has done this in this race, and it's full course caution. Takes the car out again after that crash from Elliott. Has crashed again too. He's got no wing, and Musty and Leclerc on this restart. So yeah. Yeah, but also there's only 8 drivers, so. Oh, and collision in between Leclerc champ and Explosiver. Leclerc champ just understeered right into the side of him, and he's in the gravel trap now, off the track. And he's slowing down Explosiver a lot here, which is not something he would want, because if no one else pits, and he could pit and just not lose very many positions. But if he pits now, he's probably gonna strap on those medium tires and try to go for a better strategy. Yeah, and here comes the McLaren pit crew in orange, going to put those mediums on. And it looks like Leclerc champ's going to come back to the pit lane after he's crashed into the holes. And there we go, Leclerc champ's in the pits for the mediums and a wing change after he's locked up and went into the rear of 4 cars. And there we go. AEI Racing, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to stretch those mediums to the end, because they're 9 laps old already, and there's going to be about 12, 13 laps to go after the safety car is back into the pit lane. So it's going to be very, very touch and go for him here to see if he's going to be able to make it. So it's true. But there, Seaver on the higher tires. I'm not sure that was the best best strategy, as medium's could have made to the end, but he might have not had any medium tires left, as he's been. And Gooner has a puncture. Looks like that simulation damage and debris on the track is not doing any favors to these drivers, because, oh, never mind, those were 10-lap-old mediums. Maybe he crashed. No, and his teammates hit him. He's got a rear puncture. That's not the first. That is not the first puncture we see in this race, as we've seen. We also seen. Who was it? Beboppin. He got a puncture on lap 1, and he was also spun by the safety car at the same time. That's not the first time we've seen that. He was right up the rear of some other cars too already today. So some race etiquette might have to be gone over with some of the drivers here, because a lot of them, I'm sure this might be their first league, and they might not know how to have courtesy when racing and with safety car, etc. Because in open lobbies, there's really no rules. I don't think he got a penalty for that, so he's fine. I think he's got pit assist, so it slows him down. There we go. It's an interesting start. So we got... Yeah, just got a feel for him, honestly, though, because that's no fault of his own. Maybe hitting some debris under safety car and his tires gone off. But if he can get in that pit lane quick and get those tires changed, he might be half a lap down by the... Oh, looks like everyone's speeding. Now, pit assist coming off next race. Alright. There we go. So the Alpine's getting pretty close to that Ferrari, but I'd probably say that's not his fault, because Leclerc's has been pretty aggressive these last couple laps in her safety car. So, anyways, let's see what happens here, as safety car is most likely going to be in this lap. And AEI races on those 10-lap old mediums, so he's on the fresher rubber. The TD's on the fresher rubber, so he's going to be eyeing up some moves on him. Where his safety car comes out, he's probably going to get a better jump, get the slipstream down the straight. Full battery now, so he's probably liking this. And the Leclerc champ is ran to the side of the sneaky beans. There we go. The game's probably tired of dishing out penalties at this point for him. Let's try this not disqualified yet. How many he's gotten. Anyways, here we go. Safety car is not in this lap, actually, so we'll have to wait. I don't know. I think Explosiver's got some fans of his watching the stream right now, so they're giving him a little bit of encouragement to try to get up this grid to see if he can push himself up into a podium position by the end of this. I'm not sure how well that's going to go over, though, on those mediums. Yeah, honestly, it's all he's got to do. Leclerc champ's probably going to miss his breaking point and hit the snake and beans. Probably not the nicest thing to say, but I've seen it multiple times already from him. He's locked up. Looks like he's struggling with the setup. He might have to move that bias back, but he's hit a lot of people so far in this race. It's probably something he might do setup-wise, because he's locking up a lot. I know that. But hopefully he can stay out of trouble here and maybe get past this Red Bull to go into the podium position. So. But I think most likely the TD, if he stays out of trouble, he's probably most likely going to take the win in this one, as he's been pretty well leading this race, to be honest, because he ran away from the start. He ran away after that safety car restart. The only reason why he's down in second right now is because he pit on his safety car. But yeah, he's on the fresher rubber as well. So yeah, it's going to be nice to see who's going to jump up the line quicker, as Gunder's going to get right back out into this pack. He's very fortunate that he went back into there, back into the pit lane, got some new rubber. If you missed qualifying, you might want to go rewatch the stream after, because there was a lot happening in qualifying. It made it very interesting, and it looks like people are dropping some comments in here, and it looks like Manuel is cheering on Explosiver again, and it's going to give him some more encouragement to try to finish higher up in this grid. He's Explosiver might have a good chance, but he's also on those hard tires and the slower rubber out of the 3 compounds, so he might be struggling a little bit for grip, a little bit more for pace, but you never know when someone can lose the car or maybe get a penalty, so it's racing, we never know what happens. And there we go, we're going to return to green flag here, safety car into the pit lane. AI Racing's looking to get a better start. It looks like the TD's right on his rear, and it looks like they're going 3 wide down the pit straight already on the restart. Leclerc Champ's going to try to get in this one. The TD is inched ahead of both of them, but they're going to go 3 wide in the braking zone, actually 2 wide, and there we go. Leclerc Champ has missed his braking point again. It's 4th time his race. 4th time, and he's crashed into the back and ruined AEI Racing's chance of having the lead out of turn 1. And there we go. Leclerc Champ has broken wing. He's running in the back of Steak and Beans. And there we go. The 2 Red Bulls have touched now. And he's spun. And he's hit. Leclerc Champ has hit the side of AEI Racing and he spun himself. That was purely driver error on that one. No fault on his own. It looks like the AlphaTauri's gone wide and also hit Elliott. But it looks like it's 1-2 for the Red Bulls right now. Oh, sorry, 2-3 for the Red Bulls right now as TD's ran away with this one after the restart again. And there we go. Steak and Beans is right behind his teammate. There we go, the AlphaTauri, Gunner, Explosiver, Elliott, and Leclerc Champ. Leclerc Champ has a lot of contact again. It looks like another safety car. Okay. Explosiver with no wing, but this... Yes, this could be a blessing in disguise for Explosiver, though, because he's not going to go into the pit lane and get a fresher tires. He could go in for the soft tires, because that can easily make it to the end, because we're going to be going late racing with about 7 or 8 laps left. After the safety car restart, I'll be surprised if TD doesn't pit. AI Racing's for sure going to pit. And the AlphaTauri most likely will stay out because he's only on the 1 lap bolts off, so he can make it to the end from here on those tires. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be on those soft tires. Fresh softs. As he's leaving the pit lane, he's going to gap everybody. He's going to be sitting behind Gunner and his teammate. So, 2 cleaner drivers out of all of them. And you know, looks like I'm kind of thinking more towards ghosting on next race, because if ghosting was on, half of these collisions wouldn't have happened. So, Tier 2 might have to... There we go. Unanimous decision by the 2 admins right now. Voila. As you see, changes already being made to further better this league and hopefully not put it into the mud. Because that would be pretty shameful, as we got 60 people in our server already in about a week, and we're going strong right now, but if this keeps happening, people crash into each other, it's not going to last very long, but we can always cross our fingers and hope that we can further better this league with some changes and hopefully get some better on-track racing and not too many collisions, because this isn't the best showing from everybody, but it's only the first race. But if we get everything cleaned up, we should be sitting well and getting ready to go for the round 2. And where is it? Baku? Spain. Okay, Spain and then Baku. So Spain's going to be round 2. It can only get better. So safety car is not going to be in this lap, so we're going to go around one more time. Okay, I think we should skip that one. There we go. We got some insight from Steak and Beans there with his fuel. In his car. He's started the race with under fuel by a lap, thinking there'd be a lot of safety cars, and he guessed right. This is our 4th safety car of the race, and he has plus 3 laps of fuel now. So, you know, yeah, it's been a crazy one so far. But yeah, this is interesting to say the least here in Sheesh Racing League Round 1 at Bahrain. looks like one guy is not liking Explosiva too much as he's causing penalties. So there's a little bit of a rival going on between two people right now in the comments. Someone wants them to win, someone wants them to lose. So let's see who he proves right and who he proves wrong. As we're probably about to get going here on lap 22, the safety car is going to go in, and it's going to be this lap. So it's going to be green flag racing from this point on if somebody doesn't bin it into the wall. Well, that's what happened on lap 1 of this race, and you've seen what happened from that, because everyone just, started playing bumper cars on F1 2021. But yes, it's been eventful. It's been fun for some people, probably for half of the grid, probably not for the other. It's been fun for me because I've been able to watch all this and I didn't have to deal with it. Probably not a fun one for you, Cole, because you got crashed into, and it looks like the AlphaTauri just almost ran in the back of the Red Bull. There we go. Safety car's in this lap. The TD should slow himself down and give him some room here, but he's not doing that. But hey, all the power to him. Whatever he wants. And there we go. Safety car is going to come into the pit lane now. And there we go. We're back to green flag racing. TD has got his gap. And there we go. It looks like the Alfa Romeo might be getting setting up a move on Gunnar. He's going down into turn 1. And there we go. AI Racing is going to go down the inside. 2 cars, and he makes it stick. He sticks it down the inside. The AlphaTauri's giving him a little bit of argy-bargy there, but looks like he got through. Look, he's sizing up a move on his teammate now. He's going to get three cars in 2 corners. He sticks it around. He's trying to go for the switchback, but Snake and Beans placed his car absolutely perfectly. And there we go. Gets a little bit squiggly out of that corner, and AI Racing goes up the inside and takes P2 on those fresh softs. And look, he's going to eye down that McLaren. Look, he's got more pace in this Red Bull with those soft tires. And further back, we see everybody kind of sized just close to each other, but Gunnar's been kind of the biggest loser to this one after losing a lot of positions. Look at that, the AlphaTauri just kind of pushed Dick and Beans out of the way, trying to go for a move. He's got the better traction out of that corner. And look, he's going to get past Snake and Beans. Snake and Beans is going to like that one though. He's going to try to come back down the inside, but he doesn't make it work. And there we go. There's your top 3 there. The AlphaTauri of, oh my god, and there we go. Snake and Beans going to go around the outside of the AlphaTauri. He lets it drop. He's going to try to go down the inside, but he thinks better and might try to get him on this straight. And there we go, down the inside as the AlphaTauri runs wide. And there we go. Snake and Beans is up into P3 now. It's 2-3 for the Red Bull team, but the AlphaTauri was going to go around the outside, but then Snake and Beans shut the door. And there we go, Explosiva, the Alpine, is going to get the slipstream down. He's got the overtake on. He's going to pass one AlphaTauri. He's going to try to get past the Red Bull as well. He's got the better straight line speed of the 2. Actually, I should say the 3. And Snake and Beans shuts him down. And there we go on the exit of this corner. Explosiva's all over the back of Snake and Beans. Snake and Beans going down to the inside of the track, trying to save his position. And there we go. Gunnar's going down the inside of the AlphaTauri, and they both spin out. Elliott has spun himself and the AlphaTauri. Actually, the AlphaTauri's kept it going. But it looks like the Alfa Romeo has set himself spinning into raptures. Look at that. Less than half a second down now from 1.5 seconds on that lap. And he's on that fresh rubber. He's going to try to get a move done at the TD. He's going to have DRS next lap, but it's going to be enabled. He's sitting very nice right now for that top place on the top step of that podium. And there we go. We see Explosiva right in the back of Snake and Beans. It's heating up now for the last spot on the podium. But Explosiva does have that penalty. Snake and Beans doesn't have any. So that could play into Snake and Beans' hands here as he runs very wide, and the Alpine goes up the inside, and he gets the move done. But he's not going to like that. He's going to have the slipstream and the overtake on. But as we're going to flip back up to the top, and we're going to see the Red Bull try to close in on his McLaren, but Snake and Beans and Explosiva are racing wheel to wheel now. And there we go, down the pit straight. The TD is weaving, trying to break the toe. But then also, AEI Racing has no ERS left. But he's going to have the DRS down the straight and the slipstream. He's got the better exit of the 2. And here we go. He's got the overtake on, and he's got the DRS. Which way is he going to go? Goes down the inside of the McLaren. And there we go. He makes the move stick, but the McLaren tries to go around the outside, but he doesn't have the grip. So the Red Bull of AEI Racing manages to stick it up the inside and claims P1 on that one. Explosive does stay ahead of Steak and Beans at those two DRS zones. And there we go. It looks like the Alfa Romeo of Gunnar is really getting close to this AlphaTauri. It's going to go shoot down the inside, but he thinks better of that move because that would have been rather aggressive. It's heating up on these last couple laps. They're keeping it clean. They're keeping it steady. And it looks like Leclerc Champ is struggling really bad on those. Oh my god, and there's a big collision between Elliott and Leclerc Champ as Leclerc Champ is broke very early for that corner. There we go. And who said traction control doesn't work? And there we go. Only 5/10 separates the top two there. As AEI Racing has no ERS left. And there we go. Here we go. The McLaren's going to have DRS and the slipstream going down, and he has more ERS than AEI Racing because he has none. He completely depleted his battery, and there we go. There's the McLaren. He's gone up the outside, and he's leading down into turn one. But it looks like that the Red Bull is going to have the slipstream and the DRS again going down the straight, but it doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to make a move stick. And he has no ERS. He's got to save that battery and try to go for a move on the last lap. Elliott and the AlphaTauri, they had collision, not with each other, but they did have a collision. As it looks like everyone else is just kind of spaced out now. It looks like Explosive, I'm going to check his penalties and see what he's got. He's got 3 seconds, so if he gets a 3-second cap on Steak and Beans, he's going to stay on the podium. But it's really heating up against the top two, but it looks like EI Racing's bat is slowing down here as he's got no ERS left. And maybe some damage, but I'm not sure because he's dropping out a lot on the TD, but he's closing in here. It looks like he's running a low downforce setup as he's very quick in the straights but loses a little bit of time in the corners. But he is keeping within that 1 second gap. He needs to get that DRS on the McLaren. So it's going to be interesting to see what he's going if he's going to keep it close enough to go down that main straight and maybe get closer and try to go for a move on the second straight. But what's not helping him right now is that he's completely depleting his ERS when he doesn't have to. As he is within that 1 second gap, he's going to get the DRS down here. And hopefully he can get close enough. He's got no ERS, so it's going to be very hard. But he is closing in on him here, so he's not. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move here. But if he can save a little bit of his battery and just sit in the DRS of this McLaren, he could be in a very good position to win this race in the last lap, or the last couple laps following. And there we go, we see Explosive. He's got the gap to 3.2, so if he can keep that like that, he's going to stand on the final step of the podium. As for right now, the first and second is undecided as these two are scrapping it. They're scrapping out right now. They're going to battle right to the bitter end. He's got the DRS now, and he's very close. He shouldn't be using his battery because it's just hurting him. He doesn't need to use his battery because there's no logistical way to get past him here. Logical way, I should say. Get past him on this straight, but now he's going to have... going to be very close. Going to have the slipstream going down this straight, and the slipstream and the DRS going down the pit straight. But the TD is just waiting for the checker flag. He wants it to come very quick so he can... Yeah, this is just putting him in even more position, but he's going to be very close coming down to this final corner. He's going to be very close to the McLaren. He's going to have ERS on. Doesn't have very much left, but he's got the DRS and the slipstream. The TD is slower, but he's going to go down to the inside, and it looks like he's going to make the move. They're side by side going in this braking zone into turn one. The McLaren tries to hang around the outside, but he gives him the corner. He's going to go for a switchback and get a better run into this corner. He's got the ERS on, and he's got the slipstream and the overtake and the DRS. That's what I meant. But the Red Bull's just going to stay ahead for now, but the TD's going to try to stay closer to him. Yeah, that lost him some time, but it looks like he's got a little bit more of a higher downforce setup than AEI Racing. So it looks like he's going to gain a lot through these corners and then sit in this guy's DRS until the pit straight and hopefully side of a move to move himself back up into first place. He's getting very close to that curb, and he has a little bit more of an oversteer moment, and he's oversteer and understeer at the same time, so it's not looking very pretty for him, but he is still under that 1 second gap and 7/10 to AEI Racing, and AEI Racing still doesn't have any battery left. So here we go. Down the pit straight, he's going to have the DRS, and he's going to put it on the overtake. AEI Racing has no battery to defend from him. It looks like he's going to be close enough. AEI Racing is going to defend the position, taking the inside line. But then the TD is going to try to get a switch back, get the better exit out of this corner, and have the overtake and the DRS on him. And there we go. He's going to go down the inside, and he's going to go ahead of the Red Bull. But the Red Bull doesn't like that. He's going to try to fight him back around the outside. They bump wheels, they bump cars, and AEI Racing's back into first position. Wow, some clean, nice racing from the top two right now, as they are trying to figure out who's going to stay on the top step of this podium. And look at that, he gets a little loose, AEI Racing, but it doesn't really lose him any time, as he kind of slowed down the McLaren in the process. And there we go, we see the Red Bulls take it beans, he spun off the curb. Oh, but that was very close in between the out. Yeah. Oh, there we go. They're going side by side into this corner. They're going up the hill now, and they're going to see who's going to get the DRS for the final time down the pit straight, and see who's going to get the lead of this race. And now he's in the slipstream. The McLaren smart. He's not using any overtake right now. He's going to save it all for this pit straight and for the next straight after that, so he can try to stay ahead of this Red Bull if he gets managed to get past. But now he's going to have the DRS, and he's got the overtake on, and he's going to try to get a move going on this Red Bull. The Red Bull defends it down the inside, but he's going to go around the outside as he has the better straight line speed. And under braking, they go side by side again, and he's going to try to fight around the outside. They bump wheels again. It's going to be very tight in the exit, and it looks like the Red Bull's going to inch ahead, but the McLaren's going to have the DRS. Never mind, the Red Bull gets the DRS. That is very lucky on his part. He's going to keep the position going down into this braking zone, a little bit wide for that McLaren again. And there we go. Looks like AEI Racing probably going to hang on to this one, as he's on the fresher rubber, what we would have expected. But he goes a little bit wide here. He's got to slow down. McLaren's going to like that, because he's going to get a lot closer to him again down this braking zone. And then coming down into here, going down into the hairpin. They're going to have the DRS on again. And he goes a little bit deep. He's going to have the DRS on AEI Racing. He's going to have to make a move here down that straight. So he's going to have to save his battery, which is not. It has a little look to the inside, but he's not. He realizes he's not close enough to make that work. As he's trying to throw everything at him here. Very close under braking. He's going to have the slipstream down this straight. Who's going to have the better? And there we go. Looks like AEI Racing is going to defend the position down the inside, but he's not going to be close enough. And out of the final corner, AEI Racing is going to stay ahead, and he's going to take the win at Bahrain for Sheesh Racing League Round 1. As AEI Racing wins the Grand Prix. What an eventful race this was. Wow. Wow. And there we go. There's the top three for you, the top three podium finishers. We got AEI Racing, the TD, and Explosiver. Those are your top three for this race. The TD doing very well there to stick in there with his used mediums. With the mediums being the slower compound and the older compound. But sadly, we see Snake and Beans jump down to 5th after his spin. But it was very good racing for the last little bit. And there we go. Sebastian, if you can hear me, just search up sheeshracingleague.com and join the Discord from there, and you can end up joining the league there. They can place you in an appropriate tier. Would you like to add him to the party for a little interview? The top three. Alright, let's see if they join. And there we go. We see the top 3 finishers spraying champagne on the podium. As the Red Bull of AEI Racing, he's going to be your winner here for the Sheesh Racing League Round 1 at Bahrain. Following second TD, third Explosiver, Gooner fourth, fifth is Snake and Beans, sixth is Leclerc Champ F1, seventh is the Avatori, Big Eastro, Elliott in eighth, and the rest of them do not get any points as they've been DNF'd. But there we go. We see your second place finisher here, the TD. He's in the party here, and we're going to get some words from him and about his race. So, how did you feel about that one?
Hey, I felt pretty good. You know, the tires were absolutely shot there at the end, but you know, overall it was a great race. You know, a lot of safety cars that kind of threw everything for a bit of a mix there, but felt pretty good. You know, loved it, enjoyed it.
Yeah, we've seen you struggling there for grip as you were. You were on those old tires and you were on the slower compound, but you managed to keep it in there very well, almost taking the win there at the end. But yeah, it was pretty close racing between you two for the last couple of laps. It was pretty nice to see it.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, I always enjoy hard, clean racing there. But head off to AEI, man. Good, hard, clean racing. You can never can't beat that.
Yeah, it was a pretty eventful race that everyone was kind of crashing around, but you guys managed to keep it on the track and secure those podium positions.
Yeah, definitely, man. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
Thanks. That was a very exciting battle to watch the last couple of laps there. And there we go. We see our first place finisher, AEI Racing, join the party. How'd you feel about that one? It was very close racing between you two for the last couple laps, and it was pretty enjoyable to watch you guys fight for that one. It was pretty hectic, if I do say so. Yeah, it doesn't look like Gooner's going to join the party, so that one's going to conclude the end of this one. Sheesh Racing League Round 1 at Bahrain. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you next time.